And finally, we're going to take a look at a couple more advanced features of style sheets called classes and ID selectors. Sometimes you might like certain parts of your page to display differently from other pages or other parts of the same page, but you don't want to have to make multiple style sheets for each page. And you can do that pretty easily with class and ID selectors. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a link to our testing style sheet that we made last week, which is link rel equals style sheet. Type is text CSS ref testing.css. You could copy this link from your previous page if you have it open. This will add our testing style sheet to our table, which might look something like this depending on what colors you picked. If we wanted to make just the top row have a different background color from the rest of the rows, it's a common feature in tables to have each row alternate color so that you can distinguish them a little easier. If we did want to do something like that, we could add a class of table row that would be a different color from the rest of them. To add a class, you simply name the tag that you want to make a class of. For us, it's tr. You put a dot, and then you put what you would like to name that class. I'm going to name it top since it will be the top row. From here on, it works the exact same way as everything else we've done. You use your curly braces here. And you name what you want to change, such as the background hyphen color, full colon, and what you want to change it to. I'm going to pick green. It probably won't look very good, but it will do for now. Unfortunately, this by itself won't do anything because this table doesn't know it's supposed to look for that class to put in this row. So in order for it to work, I also need to tell the top row, which is this one, that it needs to look for that class. So I simply add the attribute class to the row. So within the angle bracket, because I'm adding attributes, it should turn red in Notepad. Class equals the name of the class I made, which was top, because that's what I put after the dot. So class equals top because the name of my class here is top. I'm in my first table row here, so it's going to be the first one. And you can see it turns just this row green. Another way to do that would be with an ID selector. An ID selector can be used on any element on the page, but it should only ever be used once because if you try to reuse the same ID for multiple things, you'll probably run into errors later. So IDs are for changing one specific thing on the page. They work similar to classes, but instead of naming a tag, since it can be used in literally any tag on the page, you put a number sign and the name you want to do, maybe alt. And again, it works the same way. You pick what you're changing. Background hyphen color, for example. And maybe we could make another thing yellow just for the example. So I could put that ID tag in any of these tags I would like. I'm just going to pick this one because why not? And I'm going to add ID equals alt. So that now this specific tag is looking for that specific ID selector. So it'll take this property and turn yellow. And that's how to use classes and ID selectors to add a little variety to your page.